I love how that guy doesn't even turn around when
Yeah.
when the massive doors open. Well, hello and welcome back to the Shallow Proclamation with myself, Thomas, and
Paul.
we are watching The Claws of Axos, episode 2. If you're new to us, this is what we do with the Shallow Proclamation. We are watching through all of Doctor Who, and this is where we've got to. And so why not join us for the ride? Paul's seen the classic era before. I'm new to all of it, so it's been a lot of fun. And do subscribe if you'd like to stay in the loop, and you'll be the first to know when we bring out a new video. But Paul, what have you been making of this story so far?
Well, I guess I've seen it before, so I was kind of struck, though, by your reaction to it, about how weird it is, because I guess, because I'm familiar with it, it's not as unusual to me, but it is very strange, isn't it? The look of it and the feel of it and stuff. So, yeah, I completely understand that.
Yes, I think our previous video, when I released it, I gave it a title like "The Pertwee Era Finally Got Weird" or something. Because to me, it's all been quite. I mean, I know there've been weird bits with the Silurians and the Crumhorns and stuff, but in general, I'd say the Pertwee era, from what I've seen it so far, has played it quite straight, been quite grounded. And this, I felt, was quite a nice kind of risk.
Yeah, we've not had any kind of
I mean, look at those
monoids. Yeah, no sort of monoids or Zarbi type things, Menoptera and stuff like that. Sure. So yeah, I can see totally where you're coming from on that front. But I do really like the design of these axons here.
Yes.
It reminds me a bit of Goldfinger, but you've not seen any Bond films, have you?
No, I know enough to get that reference.
Goldfinger! Is that the one where his laser beam goes up his jaffers?
And cool to say, of course, that Katy Manning herself, Bobby Dazzler shared our previous reaction on X, and Katy Manning herself sort of commented on it and said, "Oh yeah, that was a fun story. Bit chilly."
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty cool to have her commenting, like a vague connection there to the show in some way for us. I mean, we've had Sophia Miles before, Madame de Pompadour, but I think that's been about it, hasn't it? Oh, yes. No, I tell a lie. We did, very early on, we had someone on the Hartnell era who, I forget the guy's name, he does the voice of William Hartnell in Big Finish now.
Oh, yeah.
He commented on one and said how much he enjoyed the story itself.
And we've had a few other YouTubers comment. Toby Hayduk's shared one of our videos, I think. And who was the colorization person who commented? Babel Color.
Oh yes, Babel Color. His name has escaped me. But yeah, Babel Color is his sort of tag, his online avatar name. What's the name? Handle. That's what I mean.
Handle. Get a handle on it. It's both very exciting when Doctor Who stars watch our videos or come close to watching our videos. Also slightly daunting, isn't it? Because I watch our videos back sometimes and I'm like, yeah, professionalism isn't what we're going for, is it?
No, not so much. Also, when I saw Katy Manning and commented, I was like, I can't really remember what we said in that story. I hope I didn't say anything like inappropriate or rude, basically. So. Someone is always watching. That's a reminder for us to be on our best behaviour.
Oh, you would never say such a thing, Paul.
No, certainly not. Certainly not on these full recordings. Although someone did say that, they did say in the comments, is it worth doing the full recordings? Because, does it matter what episode we put it over? Because surely it would just be you guys talking about random things anyway.
Well, that is a fair point.
As we're proving at this point. So, oh look, Mr. Chin. There you go. See, that wouldn't work in something else, would it?
Holding a sphere of, is it Axion?
Axonite. I also like that this is... Oh, hello.
Oh. What's her problem?
Looks a bit like Mick Hucknall from Simply Red. It's probably a bit before your time.
Yes, sorry, that reference was slightly lost on me.
They've really gone to town with the CSO in this story in the background there.
Yeah, it looks alright, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if these have been cleaned up. I say this in every Pertwee stories, but location, location, location.
Yeah, that is stunning. Oh,
You know.
it's been great. The production value of the Pertwee era. I've been blown away by it, actually.
It's really having all those scenes, particularly in this Pertwee era where there is so much of this earthbound stuff. It really gets you away from that feel of we're in a bit of a cheap studio kind of thing, which occasionally, I mean, it was like more like that in the early days. It's not always like that when it's in a studio, but it can feel like that sometimes.
Yeah, I know he's a great master and everything, and he's the first master. I still don't know how I feel about bringing him back third story in a row.
Okay.
Just given the way that it ended really nicely in the previous story with him saying, you know, I'll be back, Doctor. And he said, you won't see me for a while. And it's like, he's back.
Yeah, until next week.
I just think they're trolling us slightly. I think it's sort of a gag. It's sort of a running gag, isn't it? That he really builds it up as it's gonna be ages before he returns, and he's gonna come back with a vengeance, and then he just shows up in the next story in chains. Paul, what the heck is this? Oh my goodness.
It's probably best not to think too hard about it.
Like a giant eyeball. That is disturbing, isn't it?
Publish nothing. In Britain, no. Where then? Elsewhere? Yes. It's elsewhere.
Ears.
You can't remember. Yes.
You notice when posh people say yes, it sounds a bit like ears. Ears.
Yes. 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 Yes.
Oh, you got the bus, did you? Ears. Oh, well done.
Well done.
He looks a bit like Michael Caine, this guy. A young Michael Caine.
Does have a Michael Caine look to him, doesn't he?
From like Ipcress file time.
Mm.
Yeah, this is nicely done with the claws. I mean...
The organic ship thing is really nice, isn't it? Because it's kind of... It's obviously unusual, but it's slightly sort of icky and gross as well, isn't it?
Yes.
Right.
Have you seen Guardians of the Galaxy 3?
No, I haven't.
That uses a similar idea for one of the planets. Sort of organic building type thing.
You're saying Guardians of the Galaxy 3 ripped off the claws of Axos?
That's possible. Unless it was in the comic, I guess, which... Well, probably still came out after this, actually.
You'd assume so. Something I do like about Pertwee's Doctor is that I think even more so than any of the previous incarnations, he's very much the scientist, isn't he? And I know he's there in a role as scientific advisor to UNIT, but there's often in a laboratory wanting to do things, test things, more so than we've seen with Hartnell and Troughton, even though we got glimpses of that.
Yes. Yeah, you get the sense that he's being consulted as an expert, don't you?
Mm.
I love how that guy doesn't even turn around when
when
the massive doors open. It's like, you have one job.
Also, the Master's walking on shingle.
Oh,
yeah. He did hear him. There we go. Well, I mean, yeah. He didn't really need to wait for him to turn around, did he? He could have just shot him in the back and been done with it.
Yeah.
Don't you see it's deliberately resisting analysis?
You're only supposed to blow the bloody doors off.
Why do we fool Master Bruce? I don't know what that accent was, but...
she was 14 years old.
You got it down, mate.
Just a few lines here and there.
That's the thing, yeah, you could do a great Michael Caine impression if you can only say these 4 lines.
Yeah. What's the one in Interstellar? I lied to you, Murph. He doesn't age in Interstellar. They just put him in a wheelchair. It's like over a decade passes, doesn't it? Oh, this is nice. Is he going to jump it? Yes.
And he's missed and he's off the back.
You seen that Alan Partridge episode where they drop the cow on his canal?
It's good. Another bit more stunt work here, which is great to see. Is he going to leap? Oh, he's going down the side. Brilliant. This is probably one of the Havoc team doing it.
Yeah. I swear he's adding a bit of a jiggle there.
I know he is, definitely.
It really wasn't making
It's like me
it
doing
rattle
this.
that much. Should we make it look like we're all on a...
We're all actually driving, yeah. Oh dear.
Oh.
He's turned into some bubble bath.
Yeah, they've just walked into Lush. I actually find the smell when you walk into Lush overwhelming.
Overwhelming, yeah, no, I agree. It's terrible. I love Roger Delgado's quiet menace.
Quiet menace. That's a good way of putting it. Yeah, he doesn't sort of... He's not an exasperated master, is he? He's sort of low level.
Generally very controlled.
Calculating. But also having a bit of fun as well.
Yeah.
To split off a stream of axonite particles and accelerate them through time. This way we shall force it.
Good way, doing the recording is a neat way to get the exposition in, isn't it, here?
Yeah,
so he
it's
was
a
by
bit
himself, be a bit strange.
It's a bit like he's doing craft on Blue Peter. Now here's one I made earlier.
Yeah. I'm telling you how to do this in case this goes terribly wrong and you know how not to do it at home.
Yes.
Could endanger the entire world.
Doctor, look out!
Oh, flip. He's slightly messed this up, hasn't he?
Oh, look at that.
That is a good alien.
It is a good alien.
That is a great design. Oh, brilliant. Brilliant stuff. I mean, that felt like it flew by, didn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm just making a couple of notes now because I didn't really write anything down. But that's not because it was bad. It's just I was just generally quite enjoying it.
Yeah. Yeah. I think several of our viewers have said that this story is a guilty pleasure of the Pertwee era. You don't need to be guilty about it. I think it's a lot of fun. It's just it's maybe not the most profound of stories. It's not raising the big, philosophical questions that Inferno was, but it's a good romp, isn't it?
Yeah, and I mean, I really like at the end there that discovery that the Axonite and the ship and the Axons themselves are actually all just one creature.
Yes,
is a really neat idea. That's pretty cool, and I feel like there's lots of things that have ripped off those kind of things, or have used ideas like that since then. I mean, I'm not sure I can name anything off the top of my head, but
yeah,
but it feels like it's something that has been used in other things as well. It's all part of the same thing.
Yeah, sort of a colony, isn't it? But like a colony in the sense of. Yeah, like they're all just different cells within one organism.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty clever. I like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think as well as the master, obviously in the first story, first episode, he didn't have a huge amount to do, whereas now he's being used a lot more, and really, I think he's, like I said, that quiet menace he has, where he's standing behind the soldier, telling him what to do, and then goes into that room and says, the Brigadier sent me. I have a message for the United Nations, and you'll say this. And they get just those nice close-ups because he doesn't always have to do his hypnosis kind of "you will obey me" thing, but just the little close-up of the guy's eyes as he's talking to him. It sells it to you that there's a level of mind control, hypnotism going on. So there's a good bit of show don't tell going on there, which I like.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Well, thanks for watching, everyone. Let us know what you thought of this episode and this story so far. And we will be back soon for part 3. Do subscribe if you'd like to stay in the loop. Goodbye.
Take care. Bye-bye.